2020 has been a different year for sure. There have been so many things that are new and different. We have words that weren't even on our radar before. We regularly say things like social distancing or physical distancing. We've added masks to our daily wardrobes in many cases. Events are either not happening or they've changed drastically, and we've all had to navigate through this whole new world of differences. Although many people have differing opinions on a lot of this, and no, this is not going to be a political discussion, one thing that's been interesting, at least to me, is hearing all of the different takes on quarantines and stay-at-home orders. You know, back in March, we were all forced to consider just how social we are, or just how much we like to stay at home. You hear it every day now in polite conversation. I could deal with a few weeks at home, or I could never do that again. It was almost like a period of self-evaluation for some of us. How much do we really need other people? You know, in the early 1990s, there was a young man, a recent college grad, who decided he had had enough of modern society and of people. So he hitchhiked from South Dakota to Alaska. He was poorly prepared to camp, much less alone and in that kind of weather. But his desire to leave people behind seemed to overpower his common sense, and he entered the wilderness with only light provisions and a diary. 2 years later, his body was found, and so was his diary. Certainly he wasn't prepared for the lack of food and warmth he would have, but he also wasn't prepared to be alone. His diary indicates that he realized he needed others. He realized how much he loved his family and his friends, but it was too late for him. The thing is, he didn't need to go out on this journey of discovery that ultimately killed him. If we just turn to Scripture in times of doubt and discovery, the answers are there. I talked yesterday about how much I'm enjoying studying portions of Proverbs with our youth group. In all its wisdom, Proverbs has something to say about isolating ourselves, about withdrawing from other people. In Proverbs chapter 18, verse 1, we read, "Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all judgment." So, according to this, isolating ourselves is not only selfish, it's bad judgment. And for some of us, this is a real wake-up call. I'm definitely a homebody. I'm the one who can work from home, fiddle with little home projects, settle in with a movie or a TV show or a good book, and just cook for Kevin and me and our little empty nest. Ultimately, though, I know I need other people, and I sometimes have to sort of push myself out of my own little nest. All of this is hard right now. With so many restrictions and fears and true unknowns, we've had to be intentional about being together. Many of our Sunday school classes and small groups are meeting, and our worship services are being held, 5 services in fact, across all 3 of our campuses. Neighborhood small Bible studies have popped up, families are connecting, even across country through virtual methods. We all have our preferences of how to see people, and all of that is awesome, as long as we do. In Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 and 25, we read, "And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." We need to be together in any capacity to stir each other up. I love that. We need to stir each other up to love and to do good works, and we need to encourage each other. Sometimes it's hard to admit how much we truly do need other people. Old friends, new friends, family, but Scripture reminds us just how important it is. Ecclesiastes has a passage that's one of my favorites to use with our children and our youth to remind them how much we need each other. Chapter 9, verses 9 through 12 say this, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, 2 will withstand him. A 3-fold cord is not quickly broken." Connecting's hard, and our mission at St. Mark is to stay close, connected, and hopeful to God, our community, and to each other. So let's lift each other up. Let's encourage each other. It's through each other that we can strengthen our relationships with people and, more importantly, with Jesus. And as we strengthen our relationship with Him, it becomes easier and easier to share Him with other people. If you need help connecting, reach out to the church. Let us help. An encouraging word is great, and an encouraging group is better, but an encouraging relationship with Jesus that grows through all of these is the best. So have a great day and go encourage somebody. See you tomorrow.